Welcome back to the channel, and please excuse my wrinkled shirt. Don't judge me, didn't have time to iron. But if you are interested in the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional, this is the video for you. If you're new here, I'm Greg, creator of Thoughtful Techie Cloud, and each week I create a simple, easy to understand video helping you navigate your AWS cloud and tech journey. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and do it right now. By the time you and I are done going through this video, you're going to have a really great understanding of where this certification falls into the AWS certification path. You're going to have a great overview of the certification itself. We're going to also take some time to dive deep into the domains. And if you hang around long enough, somewhere in this video, I'm going to sprinkle in 2 AWS training resources that you can use as a part of your preparation for this exam that are free. The available AWS certifications, and they're categorized in different areas. I think it's important to know more about these categories so you can understand where the DevOps engineer falls. It starts off with foundational. These are going to be AWS certifications that require no experience. Then we bump up to associate. These are role-based certifications that do require some prior cloud and or strong on-premises IT background. Now you're looking at the DevOps engineer professional, and when they say professional, they mean it. The ideal candidate for this is somebody with around 2+ years of prior AWS cloud experience. Specialty certifications are focused in one particular area. They are in depth, and their difficulty really kind of lines up with how much experience you have in that area coming into that certification. I really like the AWS exam landing pages because when I'm just learning about these things, it really simply and straightforward breaks this thing down to where it's easy to understand, okay, what is this thing? So for the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional, this is really going to allow you to certify your technical expertise in provisioning, operating, and managing distributed applications built on AWS. Not only is this going to give you confidence after you've gotten certified, this is going to give your future employer confidence in you when they know that you were certified in this space. Let's talk a little bit more about who should take this exam. Ideally, you're going to have some experience developing code. The key to being able to automate and write the infrastructure as code is ideally having a development background. Now, if you don't have a development background, don't get discouraged. You can still move forward with this, because you can supplement some of your gaps in knowledge with hands-on labs and projects. The length of the exam, it's going to be 180 minutes. Yes, if you're doing the math, that is 3 hours. This is quite the mental marathon, okay? So you really want to pay close attention to this video, especially since the cost of this exam is 300 USD. So if you go in there halfway prepared and you don't pass it, that's $300 going up in flames. Ouch, that hurts. There are going to be 75 questions on the exam. I'm going to go a little bit more into the format of the exam as we dip into the exam guide. If you like all these resources I'm going over, not to worry, I'm going to put all the links in the description below so you have a copy. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Pro tip, not only for the DevOps Engineer Professional certification, but for all AWS certifications, make sure you download a copy of the exam guide for that certification and read it in its entirety. The exam guide is going to be a map helping you navigate the exam, helping you prepare for it, helping you establish who the targeted candidate is, and talk about all the domains, tasks, all that good stuff. I really want to go through a candidate's ability to complete the following task because we don't want to miss any of this. Implement and manage continuous delivery systems and methodologies on AWS. Implement and automate security controls and governance and compliance validation. Define and deploy monitoring metrics and logging systems. Implement systems that are highly available, scalable, and self-healing. And design, manage, and maintain tools to automate operational processes. Now, just as important as knowing what is going to be covered on the exam, these are some of the things that are outside of the scope of what you need to know. So these are things you don't need to worry about. For example, you don't need to possess advanced networking knowledge like advanced routing algorithms and failover techniques. That's outside of the scope of this exam. Thank goodness. You don't need to provide deep level of security recommendations to developers or design, query, and optimize performance of databases or even develop full stack application code. Whew. All right, I promised you I would talk to you more about these questions. So you're going to have two different types. You're going to have multiple choice, which is pick one correct response amongst three incorrect responses. And then the second type of question is a multiple response. So you're going to have to pick at least two or more correct answers, depending on how many it tells you to pick, out of 5 or more response options. I did tell you that there were 75 questions. One thing I want to note is 10 of the questions of the 75 are unscored and will not affect your score. Now, here's the catch. Those 10 unscored questions that do not impact your score if you get them wrong, you're not going to have any idea which ones those are, so you're going to have to do your best to answer all 75 questions correctly. Now, regarding scoring, the exam report is based on a scale score between 100 to 1,000. Now, if you get a 100, that's not good. That's a fail. And if you get 1,000, that's equivalent to a perfect. The minimum passing score for this exam is 750 points. So if you get 750 above, you're good to go. Now, if you made it this far, this is the part you don't want to sleep through because I'm about to go over the domains and talk about the weights, which means how much of the questions that you're going to get are going to be aligned to that domain. So for domain 1, it's going to be SDLC automation, which is software development lifecycle automation, worth 22% of scored content. Domain 2 is going to cover configuration management and infrastructure as code, worth 17% of scored content. Domain 3 is resilient cloud solutions, worth 15% of scored content. Domain 4 is the monitoring and logging, worth 15% of the scored content. Domain 5, incident and event response, worth 14% of scored content. And finally, domain 6, security and compliance, worth 17% of scored content. This is a lot of different domains across a broad area of knowledge. So I would definitely consider not rushing through your certification preparation because remember, your goal is not simply to just go in and pass the exam just so you can be certified. Your goal is after the certification process that you can take this and it translates into tangible hands-on skills that can help you on your job. Now, under each domain, there are a series of tasks. Those tasks align to every domain. That would be quite a bit of information to go over now, and that's why I've included the link to this exam guide in the description below for you to download a copy and read this in its entirety. In the beginning of this video, I promised you I was going to provide free training resources, and I got 2 here for you. The first is an exam prep standard course for the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional. This exam prep course is going to cover several video modules that cover things like get to know the exam, learn about the exam topics, covers all the domains 1 through 6, talks about how to register the exam. It's really packed with great information, and I highly suggest you review it. After you've been studying for a while, you're going to want to do some practice questions. I have 20 practice questions for you that are absolutely free, which you can access in the exam prep official practice question set for the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check this video out before you go. And I'll see you in the next video.